Okay. So, as most of you guys know, family constellation healing was created by Bert Hellinger, and he was a therapist. He was a Christian missionary, and he spent time in South Africa. And so those were some of the main influences on him. And again, what it's kind of finding what is hidden and righting the wrongs, bringing things into harmony. It's considered healing the family soul, although I've certainly used it for different investigatory things. You can look at things that are happening off planet, in past lives, in dreams. It can help you find direction and clarity on which career path you should choose. Pretty much everything. Now, the purposes of this evening is that my dog is healing. And so I want to make sure that we remove whatever blocks are there that are making it so that the light can't come in. Now, when we work with the dog, oftentimes dogs take on owner's energy. But my dog is also a rescue, and she is a Pitbull mix and has her own energy. So Pitbulls have historically pretty much been abused as animals. What's going on with her is she has like a lump on her left hip and isn't able really to walk on it. And it seems like there's a pain factor and stuff that is there too. So it could be connected to me, because the left hip could be related to the female side. And I don't know, maybe even anger and resentment towards me. I did have a dream. I mean, she loves me. I don't think it could be anger and resentment towards me, but maybe she's carrying my anger and resentment towards something else. I don't know, right? You know, she has a history of being in the shelter, and they aborted her babies when she was pregnant. I know that she experienced that as a trauma. I've done work with that on her before. And I don't know, that's kind of it. This kind of healing, I'm going to call it a healing crisis, because it's been intense. It started as kind of like an ear infection, and she was dizzy from the ear infection, and she kept falling over. And it was wild for me, because I didn't know an ear infection could harm a dog that much. And so her hips kept falling out from under her. And then from there, I gave her some Western medicine, which I don't usually do, but she just seemed like she was in so much pain that I was like, what will one tramadol do for her? Well, then she kind of stopped eating, right? And then all of a sudden her leg got swollen, and I was like, okay, well, I got some anti-inflammatory. I'm going to give her an anti. So it just seems like I've been in a repeat lesson of I don't like Western medicine. That's kind of what it's been for me. I was, when the symptoms started with the ear infection, she was falling over. I didn't know if there was like something going on in her brain, like a brain tumor or seizures from maybe flea meds or something like that. So I'm not doing flea meds anymore either. My cousin showed me a holistic way that if anyone's interested, I can kind of show you that stuff. But so a couple things I've been guided to. So when I was doing healing, because I didn't know what was going on, that it was just an ear infection, I was doing a lot of healings, because I knew the more I move out of this, the more we're going to shift timelines, the more we can go find peace, right? So I kept healing everything I could see, more childhood stuff, times that she felt like she was powerless, all these different things. And I heard a voice, and it said, "You'll have more years with her." And I was like, I didn't even think that was an option, but thank you for the reassurance. I thought it was the voice of God. I'd like to maybe have somebody stand in today and see if it was. But there's certain roles that I'm going to ask everybody to stand in, and that's going to be kind of like how we start. So Heidi and Kaylee, and then are there two other people besides you? Because I just have like a box but I don't really see you guys. So I'm hoping that maybe when you guys talk, it'll come on.
You can't see me?
Oh, now I can.
Yeah, Dennis is here too.
Your picture. Oh, hi, Dennis.
Hi.
There's Dennis. Okay.
Sorry, my computer locked up.
So we have like 2 token men today. Okay. So I don't necessarily, so what we do for everyone that hasn't done this before is everyone kind of takes a role that's a part of this system that we're looking at so we can see what's going on in the system. And you just kind of pretend that you're the role, and then you notice what you notice. Okay, and it's like so simple because we're going into a healing field just by the intention of all of us coming together. And as soon as you go in, you'll be like, huh, I didn't feel that a second ago, I feel it now. Right, and then you just kind of share based on what you notice. Sometimes I might have done a role and you might say I don't feel anything, and that might be because that role isn't relevant, and so it's important to know if you don't feel anything. Does that make sense? Okay. So I want to start with, let's just kind of open up some sacred space, clear some energy fields, and then see, and then I'll assign roles and we'll see where we go. Now, I don't know who wants to be what. I don't know, Aaron, you're kind of looking like my dog right now. Would you mind being my dog when we get there?
Okay, I'll be the dog.
By the way, I'll do anything.
Okay, awesome. I said that once and then they're like, you're Lucifer. And I was like, oh, I'll tell you, standing in for Lucifer was very interesting because as going through the spiritual process, as soon as you have a moment of weakness, he jumps in there and you're like afraid and or anxious or whatever. It's like you really just have to stand strong and empowered or else it targets everything. Anyway, okay. So,
Wow.
yeah, it was really interesting. It's like nothing but love is real and anything else is just the illusion that, you know. Okay, so let's see. So is everyone comfortable with the word God? God, all that is Yahweh, we connect with you and we thank you for this opportunity of bringing all of these beautiful souls together so that we may all upgrade, heal, learn more self-mastery techniques, understand more about how everything works. I ask you to please remove all obstacles that are blocking healing from happening from us individually. So any entities that aren't serving, any inner childhood wounds that need to be healed, can you please send love and light to us so that we may go forward with clear palettes, cut all cords from everybody today, bring all energy back from different tasks that people were working on at work. And so just go ahead and just really feel the words that I said, just, you know, kind of feel the intentions of what I said. And you can visualize the intentions of what I said. And so in Yahweh, also protect our medicine space. Okay. Now, so Aaron, you're okay with being Rylee? Okay,
Yes.
so Aaron is
Yeah.
Rylee.
Woof.
Yep. So he's the doggo.
Woof.
Now, okay. So here are the other roles. So if you guys feel something, and then the other thing to know, because Lori, you said you kind of want to observe. Do you still feel like you want to observe at first? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you start feeling something, sometimes the field brings you in. So just know, right? The field might be like, no, but if you feel like, oh, this is not me, this is the field, you know, we'll see. And then also sometimes you can outgrow a role. Sometimes like the role serves its purpose and then there's kind of no charge and then we can kind of plug you out and plug you into something else kind of a thing. Okay. So things that So I've been reading this Scientific Healing Affirmations by Paramhansa Yogananda, and the way that I've kind of been inspired to address this is in the medulla oblongata is where the life force energy enters. And so that is what he's saying is the word of God. And so I want, and Lori is going to have you do the life force energy, but I'm not going to make you do anything that you don't want to do. I'm just going to say, because it's just a good thing. It just feels nice. So there's a life force energy. There's Rylee's left hip that has a message for us. I want somebody to stand in for me just to see if there is some sort of an energy connection that she's picking up that maybe is my responsibility to carry and not hers. And then I want to do some blocks to the life force energy. So that might be traumas. We'll see what that is. And then if there's more roles than that, I've been seeing some crows outside that I think might have a message for us related to this. And I had a weird dream last night where she had birthed to 4 puppies and 2 of them were deformed. And so I'm curious about what those deformed puppies were. So obviously I've been working on this a lot because my sleep state can get involved in the healing. You know, shamanic messages of the animals around me can get involved in the healing. And then there's just the obvious things that are here. So
I'd like to speak up for the trauma. I'm getting some stuff.
okay, so is that a left hip or is that kind of like one of the blocks, one of trauma?
It's about the her aborted births.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you be one of the blocks to, so or is that maybe one of the deformed puppies? Well, whatever you are.
It's I just got information around the process of the trauma that, I mean, do you want me to speak to it?
Let's have you be trauma 1. Can you just hold it? Or well, why don't we just start? You hold it for just a second so we can see who else we want to come in. Okay, so we'll have you be trauma 1 then. So trauma 1 is Darcy. Aaron, you're Rylee. So is anyone interested in standing in for her left hip?
I can't.
You'll do it? Thanks, Marguerite. So you're her left hip, so you might kind of just be, as we heal the traumas, you might just be kind of like going, yeah, that feels better in there or whatever. Does that make sense? But also just, you know, as you go into the left hip, just notice what you notice, and we don't have to talk about it yet. Let's just all start kind of holding space for these things. Would anybody like to stand in for me and see if there's some sort of way that I'm connected in this too?
I'll do it.
Awesome, Lola, thank you. So you're gonna just pretend that you're me and just notice what you notice inside the field. So because we are doing this on video and not over person, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna kind of wanna take a look at everybody. And I can remind you as we go through. So Lola, as you're me, like, what is it like when you look at my dog, Rylee? And that's Aaron who's holding that space. Right? And what is it like when you look at the trauma of the abortions? And that's Darcy holding that space. Okay, now, so the life force energy, who's interested in being the life force energy? That's the healing energy that will come in.
I will.
Heidi, you will?
Yeah.
That's kind of like, it's nice to have a fun role in the healing process. Okay, and so trauma 1, so there's trauma, I want to do like trauma 2 and trauma 3, and I almost want to do the traumas until we don't feel any charge with any of them anymore. Liza, can I ask you to be a trauma?
Sure.
Thank you. So I'm going to call you trauma 2. Dennis, can I ask you to be trauma 3?
Sure.
And so go ahead and just notice, sink in and see what other emotional pieces, what comes up with these different things that are blocking the life force energy coming in. And then, unfortunately, you guys that I can't see, I know one is Haley. I don't even know who the N is. Is that Nikki?
Yeah, I'm good with seeing what comes through for me.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So if you want to see if like a trauma 4 is there to heal, because almost if we keep going down the line until there's nothing left, then we just know.
Yeah, and this is Kaylee. I'm here. I can do whatever.
Yeah, so if you can just be trauma 5. I don't know if there's that many or not. So if nothing comes up, then we can go into a different role because I'm curious about the crows and I'm curious about the dream. Okay. So did I miss anybody or is that everyone? Are you talking, Lola? I couldn't hear you.
She's muted.
Yeah, did you make
Okay,
yourself?
here I am. Sorry. I had the thing wrong. I'm channeling you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you're just reflecting. So you're just noticing what it feels like to be me when you look at the different traumas. Because I'm not sure if I'm relevant or not. She might be carrying some of my stuff, in which case I just want to make sure I take responsibility for it so that it's not on her.
Yeah. Well, I have a dog too. And so I can, this is my thing. It goes down the leash. Our trauma, our feelings, our energy goes to the leash. So
Yeah. Well, to try to not keep you the mind in it. Just notice what you notice as it's relevant to just this snapshot in time. Okay. So Darcy, you said that stuff was coming up for you around the trauma of the abortions for her.
Yeah. When I tune in, I feel definitely some other traumas in the past. You said she was a rescue, and there was abuse there. And when I'm tuning in around, there was a situation where she's giving birth. She'd seen the act before, but the way that it ended, and then she didn't get to take care of her puppies. The whole process, there's fear. There's like my chest is tight. There's something that happened in the right side of my neck. I'm feeling tight there, and there's a lot of fear, and also this, mother's love. Like she wanted to take care, and she was confused. She wanted to take care, the babies, and that was all just ripped from her. She wasn't what happened with them. So there's a lot of grief there still.
Okay, so Nikki, can I ask you to step in for one of the puppies that she would have had a really big connection with?
I'm getting anxiety. I'm not sure if that's mine or if that's coming in from there.
No, it could very well be. I've worked with women that felt like they couldn't have a child and we did this work with them and had to make sure that the babies were kind of in a safe place because they felt fear and like it was really bad to be aborted, right? And so to cross them over, have different ancestors take care of them, and then they kind of had more peace. So sorry, my dog stuff can make me Darcy, can you just say to the puppy and to maybe the whole litter, I wish I was able to raise you.
I've been calming and reassuring on an inner level, and I wish I was able to raise you. I wish I had been able to take care of you. I'm so sorry. Oh, I feel a little more of a sense of relief that the grief is being faced.
Yeah. So go ahead and just say, if it was my choice, you would have been here.
Oh, if it was my choice, I would have been here. I'm sorry, I couldn't protect you.
Yeah, so we don't say that we're sorry in family constellations, but you can say I failed at protecting you. So go ahead and just tell them I failed at protecting you.
I failed at protecting you.
And then Nikki, what happens when she says that?
It was definitely very emotional, and I felt a lot of the weight on my chest lift off.
Dennis, can you switch to maybe one of the other puppies in the litter? Because I just want to kind of make sure that they've all gotten that benefit of what she said to the one.
Okay.
If you just set the intention of being another puppy. And then Darcy, when you look at this other puppy that is Dennis, do you notice, is there anything else that comes up there?
Not at the moment.
So that part, it feels complete, like Nikki was maybe the whole litter, not just one puppy, or?
I wouldn't conclude that, but I don't notice anything at the moment.
Okay, to me, I notice distance, actually. Are you noticing something, Liza?
I just, when Darcy was talking, I just felt like I started getting tremors in my body, and just different points of discomfort in my body, and like around my I feel like in my my reproductive system.
Okay.
So
you're
felt
the-
very off.
So, okay, so Darcy might be the loss of the puppies, and you might be the actual spaying of her.
Mm.
Mm.
Aaron, what are you noticing as Rylee as they kind of process these different traumas?
The only thing I felt was like this feeling of swimming in water, like the dog is swimming in water, like warm water, so it could be like a womb. And this was what I was feeling.
Okay. Okay, so Kaylee,
Yeah.
can I ask you to be the person that performed the abortion?
Sure.
The spaying, the neutering, and the abortion.
Yeah. Before that, should I share kind of what I was sensing, or?
Oh, yeah, stuff was coming up for you, please. Yep.
I was just sensing there's like this deep longing, and it felt like for like a mate. Just what was coming up.
Yeah, I was
Something
looking at
around leaving that or something.
okay, yeah, I was looking at that also. And so that's interesting. So maybe you stay in that role. Is there anybody in their role that's not having something come up that can be the person that did the surgery? Because that's actually relevant, because I was looking at her ancestry, and when dogs are mating, they don't keep the males around, right? The males do the deed and then they're off. Right. And I don't think that that's right. With wolves, that's not how it happens naturally. With foxes, that isn't how it happens naturally. They stay in a den together. So I was actually looking at how that's not only her pattern, but also down her ancestry. So that's important. And I think I want to keep you in that. So I can't see I can't tell from everybody's, I see an N and I see a Day of the Dead kind of plant. So I don't know who's who down there. But do you guys have anything coming up, or can we put you in a different role?
Okay, that Day of the Dead must be me. I think that's me, but I'm over here in the video.
Okay. Well, it's
Lauren,
everybody's screen, I think.
Lauren, if you tap the people icon in the corner where it says 10, you can see everyone's name and their icon, if that helps.
Oh, thank you. That does help. Oh, so Nikki is N. Okay, and then, all right. So,
Oh, maybe that's where we could change our names from.
I looked, it didn't look like it. Lola, are you feeling anything as me? 'Cause maybe I'm not relevant in this.
I'm feeling a fullness and a heaviness in my abdomen area.
Okay. Yep. So I've been experiencing that. So maybe I am relevant in it.
Very, very heavy and very full.
Okay. Lori, we might need you. Heidi, are you feeling anything as the life force healing energy?
Sure. Life force here within your soul. Healing trauma is my goal. Connect with the creator divine. I send electricity down your spine.
Are you feeling anything in the role though? Or could I ask you, I'm looking for somebody that feels like they should step in to be the person, the surgeon.
The feeling I get is light and fun.
Okay, so you're still feeling light and fun. Okay.
Mhm.
And Marguerite, how about you? Are you feeling anything as Rylee's leg, or can you be that surgeon?
Yeah, my left hand is actually aching, and I'm hearing the words so old, so tired, so old, so tired. It's going through my head.
Okay. So you think that's the leg, or you think that's the surgeon?
That's the leg, yeah.
Okay.
That's the leg. I think it's more of a age related issue.
Well, that doesn't exist, right? Because time and space doesn't exist. So the life force energy can heal anything,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Well, it existed for me.
Well, okay. I mean, yeah, it feels worn, but we're working on reversing that.
Right, yeah. I'm just tapping into your left leg.
Yeah, thanks. What, Aaron?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, my guides, the gazed at the left knee, and then over to the right knee, but the left knee, and which is the bridge between the physical and the spiritual. So this is a definite, like, it's a spiritual manifestation, and there's something about, like humility, longing, and stability.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming through.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hmm.
I got something on the surgeon.
Okay. Yeah. Can you switch roles into the surgeon, maybe?
Sure.
Because the surgeon thinks he's the healing light, right? It's
Nothing,
ironic, but
nothing personal, puppy dog. It's just business. Just business.
Okay.
That's what I got.
And so, Darcy and Aaron, what happens to you when the surgeon says that it's just business?
I don't know if I can even go there because I'm mad. I'm just mad about the whole process. Even when you said just a second ago to the surgeon, I was like, I think I have a little blinder.
Yeah, is it traumatized to see the surgeon, or because they knock him out, so I don't even know how much she knows. Aaron, when you're Rylee and you kind of look at the surgeon, do you know that she did that to you?
There's a feeling of kind of helpless,
Yeah, I think that's a big part of this. For her.
trust, helplessness. Like naive, and like a naive trust.
Yeah.
A naive trust, so like Stockholm syndrome kind of a thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like deep down, like a knowing that there's something wrong. There's something not in alignment.
Yeah. Dennis, the word soul loss is coming up for me. If you're not having a charge with the rest of with another puppy or litter, do you mind stepping in for maybe a soul loss that she experienced as a result of this? And we can see what comes up there.
In this context, what does soulless mean?
Soul lost.
So an aspect of herself that left maybe a piece of joy or a piece of puppyhood or, something that left as a result of this trauma that she needs back.
Okay. Soul lost.
Yeah.
I was reading SOLOS.
Oh, yeah, no, I meant like shamanic soul loss.
Okay.
Okay, so Heidi, as the surgeon, what comes up for you when Rylee said, I naively trusted you?
You're just a dog.
That makes me wonder if it's the surgeon who had soul loss, because no vet goes to being into a vet to just have a, usually they're really big animal lovers.
My vet wasn't.
Really?
Yeah. They asked for $250 right after they put my cat down. That wasn't very compassionate.
So but she says you're just a dog. What happens to you, Darcy and Aaron? Are you experiencing anything with that?
I'm still like, not still, but it kind of it came back around to having this sadness, this kind of just about I don't know if it's specific to losing the babies or just a sadness about an arcing sadness. There's grief when I
Okay.
I don't necessarily know that it's in relation to the surgeon. I mean, I got a little triggered. That's why that was a personal thing when I said I feel mad, that was my own.
It might not have been. It might have been her being mad too.
Oh, okay.
Because once you're in the field, it can be, it's almost all part of the field.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Lola, you're being me. Can you just tell Rylee and this trauma, I'm here to support you in every way that I can and see how that helps her?
Yes. Rylee, I'm here to support you and help you in this trauma.
In all of them.
Oh, yeah.
And I've made mistakes and I would take them back if I could.
And I've made mistakes and I'd take them back if I could.
I've only wanted to help you.
I've only wanted to help you.
And I've been tricked on this planet too.
And I've been tricked on this planet too.
I wish you had your babies.
I wish you had your babies.
I see how important they were to you.
I see how important they were to you.
Liza, what's coming up for you?
No, my breast feels really tender and it's like in pain.
Yeah. I don't know how far along you were, but she definitely had some body changes when I adopted her.
And the word that has been reverberating is this feeling of helpless.
Heidi is the surgeon. What happens is you kind of see everything that they're experiencing, how much the ramifications are that happened here. Yeah, Callie.
Something that was coming up for me is like a sense of, I don't want to say loneliness because that's not it, but that idea of like having no other dog there, like in the same, whatever, and something around that. Almost like
Okay,
a
like her
wanting,
still.
yeah, almost like wanting like dog company.
Yeah, I think that that's true. I want to get her dog company. We're working on it.
That's affirmed because the vision I saw. So after that healing, your request for forgiveness, I felt with Rylee, like running. Both I had energy go through both of my legs, up to my hips, and there was like running, flowers, and other dogs.
Okay.
Blue sky.
Okay. She doesn't. Oh, she's
Yeah,
kind of
hills near the ocean.
time, so she needs like to be introduced slowly. So it's not the easiest to get her out and so all the time.
Mhm.
But that's maybe a separate healing that I could do with her, or if it's coming up now, I mean, we can integrate it all at once. Okay, so
Lauren, I don't know if this is just my brain, but one of the rescues we worked with in Los Angeles has been posting a ton of these videos of these like brand new puppies that they just saved from the shelter. And like, that was the first thing that I thought of when you were talking about that, is like, because I just saw a video of them today and like, they're just so innocent and like, like this just like very special time for them. And it just kind of popped into my head in the sense of like, maybe one of them could be healing for her in the sense of like, if you got a puppy like that she could raise it and kind of like,
maybe.
get that
So
opportunity.
if you're coming in with that puppy energy, Aaron, if a puppy was around her, how would she feel? I haven't known her to like puppies.
You're muted.
Yeah, it was like two other dogs, short, big dogs. Short, not big dogs, but like medium sized.
I think she misses Maya. I think she misses Bean.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, that feels
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So Maya's crossed the Rainbow Bridge, and I don't think she understands that.
Yeah.
We saw her on my last day, but she wasn't there when we euthanized her. I wasn't there either.
Yeah.
And Poochie's crossed the Rainbow Bridge too. And Lori's dog crossed the Rainbow Bridge too.
Hmm. No, it was a feeling of like joy and reconnection. And it might not have been. Yeah, it could have been those two dogs. It felt like they didn't feel like family per se. They just were like acquaintances.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with the forgiveness, it felt like energy through the legs, like jumping, joy, and
Like with the reconciliation with the puppies, that she would have been there if she could have.
yes, right.
Okay.
So it felt like there was a soul aspect that was retrieved.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it felt good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting something for the left leg again.
Yes.
How soothing it is to rub it.
Okay. Her massage therapist should be off the airplane at 11:30 and rubbing her leg tonight. So there's luck there.
Lauren,
Yeah,
where is Rylee?
she's right behind me, laying down.
And have you looked at her to see if she's changed at all?
She's sleeping. She looks good, but she's
Okay, she's sleeping. Okay.
she's been sleeping.
Okay, well, I mean, that's good that she's getting rest. Like,
Yeah.
we heal when we're in a deep sleep,
Yeah.
and that's the only time. So she could be getting this healing right now in this.
Yeah, she definitely is. She definitely is. So I want Heidi to stay as the surgeon. Who's her puppy? Who was Rylee's puppy?
I was one of them.
You were one of the puppies? Can you just say to the surgeon, you killed me?
Mhm. Is she there?
I don't know. Can Heidi hear her? Because she's the surgeon. We need her. Dennis, can Heidi hear us or no? No? I think you guys are on mute again.
I don't see them on the list on the right.
I see Nurse
They're
Heidi.
missing fish.
Nurse Heidi is still here.
Okay, I see Nurse Heidi. Yeah. She's muted.
I realized earlier too, around like the soul loss piece. It's interesting because I feel like all day I've kind of been in like this space of like deep grief, and I wasn't really sure why. And I lost something that mattered to me yesterday, and it's not nearly as important as a puppy, but I thought, maybe it's that, but I don't know why I'm feeling such deep grief around it. But like, we had watched this movie too, and they kept bringing up, if something is lost but not gone, then you can find it again. So I think it's interesting also that Aaron was talking about that soul retrieval, and maybe that's kind of what that was that I was picking up on, even before we got on.
Well, listen, if we can find out that this puppy's on the planet, I will go find it and get my dog a damn puppy.
Could be. I really felt, it's not that natural for me to think of, like, I work with a lot of rescue dogs. I know all the dogs that are adoptable, but specifically like that popped into my head.
Yeah.
So Lauren,
Yeah.
this puppy that you're thinking of getting, I'm just getting this feeling that it's got to be an infant puppy, like one that you might have to bottle feed, something like that kind of a puppy, not a puppy that's running around. Like,
No, I think he would be like a Nazi mother towards a crazy puppy like that.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm getting, that this puppy's got to be like
Really
the
young,
mother, like the
like
mother died. The
yeah.
mother died, and you got to hand feed these puppies with formula. That kind of a puppy that she can nurture, because when dogs get older, it's kind of like having a grandmother take care of a baby. You can't, there's things you can't do.
Right. Yeah, that's helpful. Thank
So,
you.
okay.
Okay, so Dennis, can you go and be the surgeon since you kind of moved to the seat where the surgeon was sitting?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, so if you can take that role and just be that surgeon. It's funny that the surgeon got
Okay.
up and walked away, right? Whatever it was that
Yeah.
Heidi's tending to, that the surgeon's like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to take a look at it. Well, no, we're going to have somebody in this damn spot. And you're going to look at what this is, right? You're going to look at how you were tricked on this damn planet too, right? So Nikki, go ahead and tell the surgeon you murdered me and my litter mates.
You murdered me and my litter mates.
And then Rylee, can you go ahead and say, and you broke my heart? If that feels congruent, does that feel congruent? And so, Surgeon, what's coming up for you here?
Just doing my job.
Just doing my job. Yeah. So, Lola, as you're standing in for me and he says, I'm just doing my job, do you notice anything? Or am I just me? And maybe we could give you a different role. Maybe I'm facilitating and myself because I'm like, I could kick you in the head.
Well, you didn't ask. I didn't know I could intervene. Like, so
You're in the role of me. So I'm just wondering if you're tapped into
right.
it.
So who told, like, right. So, okay. So you might have been doing your job, but I didn't authorize this job. So who did? Like, how dare you take my dog's puppies away? Who gave you that authority? I didn't.
I guess the cat's answering that question.
Yeah, the cat. Well, the cat's like, I'll distract you, Surgeon. I'll distract you. Come look at another cat. And, that's part of what I consider the problem on the planet is that we're so distracted with other things that we don't have a chance to look at what we've done and if it was right or wrong and if we should do it again or not.
It feels like almost like just desensitization to me, when you've had to do enough awful things and you have to disconnect.
Or
Totally.
equivocation.
Totally. Well, I'm going to be myself because I'm going to see if I can get through this dense Surgeon because it's coming. It's like, in psychology, Surgeon, one of the things that I remember studying with Sigmund Freud is that the difference between a surgeon and a serial killer is that a surgeon is supposed to be doing things for good, right? Because both of you enjoy cutting things apart and taking them apart. But here, you're actually more aligned with the serial killer because you murdered these puppies and thousands of puppies probably before this set.
And getting paid for it. Serial killer doesn't get paid.
Oh, so wow, that's pretty dark, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dark. So there's a real darkness in this surgeon.
And I feel a whole just field of obtuseness. Like, maybe the surgeon in the beginning had feelings about it, but just they can't afford to feel this. They can't afford to be empathetic and is what I'm getting.
So why does getting paid get associated with darkness, but just serially killing without getting paid is not dark?
No, I think they're dark both ways, but this one's like, I was getting paid. I'm better than a serial killer, right?
So better than being dark.
There's an extra darkness on it, it feels like to me. I mean, there would be dark both ways.
So you're associating getting paid with darkness.
No, the way you said it, a serial killer doesn't get paid. Like, I'm one of a serial killer. I get paid for the murders I do, right? I'm not a serial killer. I'm a hired hitman.
I'm really feeling the helplessness that someone mentioned earlier. And not to go other places, but I'm just curious if maybe that relates to you at all or your family stuff or, generational stuff.
No, it's her helplessness. It's her.
Yeah, well, I was just curious if it was both, maybe. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there, what I was tuning into.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I think it's her helplessness because that's where I come in and I want to go kick things ass for her. Right.
And your helplessness and not being able to do anything about it.
That's
So
where
maybe
I'm
you're
like,
both holding pieces of that. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't think so because I'm like, I'll get through this damn soul. So Okay, so the surgeon's not going to have any shift. Is that kind of how it feels, Dennis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not,
So
not, you said not having any shit?
have any shift. It feels like the
Oh,
surgeon's
yeah.
gonna-
Yeah, didn't feel like any shift.
Okay. So Rylee and Darcy and Liza, what are you, because you're kind of tuning into some of the pain too. What?
Mhm.
I have a question.
Okay.
So some of these, I mean, some of the abortions, like why was she sick? Like was something
She's a pitbull.
threatening?
They didn't need more pitbull puppies on this planet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't
Oh.
matter because all the times they do it, they don't need more puppies at the shelter. So they're just murdering all of these puppies. And it's part
Yeah,
of
yeah.
and the pain cycle on the planet. It's illegal in some places, but we'll go into that at the end. I don't want to.
Yeah.
So
I'm picking up
Yeah.
a little something interesting. Almost like, you know, Rylee has the capacity to forgive even without the shift, but you don't.
I don't.
And that's what's still impacting her not being able to move on and still picking up on your anger about it.
No, I don't think so. So hang on. Wait. We're totally what I want to happen. Aaron and Darcy and Nikki, you're the puppy. Just go ahead and say to the surgeon, say, we remove your energy from our family line.
We remove your energy from your family line.
We remove your energy from our family line.
And your fate is left to God now.
And your fate is left to God.
And your fate is
And I
left to God now.
And I purify my family's line so that no descendant of ours needs to feel this pain ever again.
And I clear our family lines so no
Family line, no
So
descendant
no one has to feel this pain again.
ever again.
clear.
And so go ahead. So Aaron, go ahead and say to Nikki, who's the puppies, go ahead and say, so Nikki, hold space for like all the puppies. Just go ahead and say, I'm your mother and I'll always be your mother.
I'm your mother and I'll always be your mother.
And you are my puppies and you will always be my puppies.
You are my puppies and you'll always be my puppies.
And I'm looking forward to meeting you again, to seeing you again.
And I'm looking forward to meeting you again and seeing you again.
And until we do, I will hold you in my heart always.
And until I do, I'll hold you in my heart forever, always.
And so, what do you notice, Nikki, with that?
For me, when I'm experiencing something emotional, my chest muscles contract, and so that just kind of happens naturally.
Okay, so
There's a lot of forgiveness there.
attracted, like if they got smaller for the puppies?
No, like I feel it's almost like a physical heartbeat in my chest muscles. Like it's almost like my heart is beating so much that it has to expand out to the rest of my
Okay, so
muscles.
it was a hard puppies. Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
And so Darcy, what do you notice as you were kind of the pace marker for the trauma?
My cat came up.
And so kind of more love then, or?
Companion.
Usually when he comes up like this, his next step is he's going to get mad because he wants to be fed.
No. Well, then it sounds, the cat this time seems like it's a completion cat to me. Liza, what are you noticing? Because you were having a lot of intense emotions, kind of almost, it was almost like it was such a big grief. There were two parts, or maybe you were the physical body and Darcy was the emotional body.
I just feel a lot of relief. Whatever,
so-
everything I was feeling earlier is dissipated.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt that too.
Okay.
I felt a lot of processing. I kept yawning and my teeth were chattering, and that's when this body is releasing pain and tension and trauma. That's
Yeah.
how I do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Feed
go
your cat.
I'm gonna put food down because he'll attack me.
Okay. Okay. Callie, what were you standing in for?
I'm not sure. I chimed in a few things I felt at one point.
Okay.
Originally, I was like a generic trauma. So
A generic trauma. Okay, but nothing. Okay, but that seems complete, right? Like that role's kind of done.
yeah, the only interesting thing, speaking of cats, is my cat's been sitting here and he's been like lounged out with like his left hip up, and like right when that other cat came, my cat got up and like looked away, and then he just like laid down on the other hip. So I don't know if that means anything, but that was kind of cool.
Maybe kind of like readjusting or something. A change.
Yeah,
a
almost
change.
like he totally changed his state and everything, and like almost like as if he's good now. I don't know. Anyways.
That's nice. Okay.
He's
Yeah,
in the
and
quantum
the
too.
To be said is like work for me with food now.
No. He'd be on my
Callie,
lap if that was.
can I
the case.
ask you to step in for one of the crows
Sure.
Okay.
and just see what you notice with one of the crows? And then Liza, does your role feel like it's over now too?
Yes.
Can you be the second crow?
Okay.
And then Marguerite, what are you noticing with the leg? With the hip? The
Well,
left.
Yeah, began to really notice what I was noticing, and it's like I was feeling super heavy at the beginning, super heavy, and then as you started processing the puppies more and more, and then dealing with the doctor, and just recently, and then somebody sent me a picture of a sunset on the beach, and then I felt so much relief.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
And then, and then all of a sudden it was like, and then there's lightning showing up in the window.
Oh,
So
good.
nature is like speaking to me. So it's almost like nature gives relief.
Yeah, nature does give relief. So, okay, so all right, so we kicked the surgeon out. So Dennis, I want to ask you to change also to can you be the male mate? Can you represent the males that have fathered, like the pattern of the males that have fathered through the generations, so that we can kind of see what happens there?
Sure, but I'm just as gone as a surgeon.
What?
But then I'd be just as gone as a surgeon.
Right. Yes, except this one's in the lineage and it needs to stay. So Nikki, you're gonna stay the puppies, but you might be all the puppies in the ancestry as we kind of look at this pattern more, because there's probably been lots of litters that have not had their fathers around. Darcy, do you feel like you're still kind of processing some trauma in that role?
Not necessarily. No.
Okay, so that feels complete. So let's see.
I think so.
Okay, so let's see. So let's see what pops up for you. Lola, are you noticing anything as you're representing me in the field, or should I give you a new?
I'm feeling a little lighter. A little lighter. The heaviness, it's not as full and heavy as it was. It feels like some of the heaviness has been processed.
Sorry.
Aw.
Oh,
Hi, puppy.
so she's up. See, she's up.
She is up.
So, I mean,
Oh,
it's up to you, but it's not totally gone, but I feel
okay, well then maybe
feel
keep
relief.
holding that. Yeah, because of course you feel relief, because I do feel relief, like, oh good,
Yeah.
we got through a piece. And I think the next big piece for her is going to be this man part there.
And your tears were releasing energy. So it's all good. Like, don't hold back from your tears. Like, let it flow.
Me coaching myself.
Yeah. Like, yeah. See, that's the difficult part of being the facilitator and participating, because, you know, you're trying to hold this group together and be like the director, and then you're
I'm
also,
okay with doing it, because I sometimes do the constellations by myself too.
yeah, I'm not judging you. I'm just like giving you a little more space to, like,
Do you have to go pee pee, Sunny? Or are you okay?
I don't know how to express it, but
That's okay.
you know,
That's
when
okay.
you-
Try to
when
stay
you
in the role, because if you start, the stuff that you're processing takes away from the healing space. Okay, so Dennis, you're the men in Rylee lineage, and so Rylee, when you look at the mate that got you pregnant, let's start with that. So this is the dog that got you pregnant. What do you notice?
Nothing.
Okay.
Mm. No, I mean, I feel it felt it felt yeah, it felt just like kind of perfunctory. But
Don't use words I don't know what it means.
just like it felt just like kind of like just the natural flow, and it just rolling off a duck's back. It was
Good old teenager in heat, right?
yeah, something like that, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
But it didn't feel unnatural. It didn't feel like that. It didn't feel caustic or painful. It just felt just kind of like, okay, it's what it is, but it didn't feel
Yeah, it's like something that happened. And so Dennis, the father of is, what do you notice when you look at Rylee?
Hey, it felt good in the moment.
Okay. So Nikki, you're their litter still. Can you just say, hey, I'm your puppies and you're my father?
I'm your puppies and you're my father.
Oh,
So Darcy, you're really in the role of processing the pain body, huh?
Yeah, I felt relief.
Okay.
It's kind of unusual that this guy is here too, by the way.
Oh, the cat's involved, huh? Well, because the cats have the same trauma in our society, I think, you know?
We rescued this guy from being an outside cat and barely being fed, and anyway, so not anyway, but yeah, he wants to be here. So two things come up for me. Was I just felt relief, like, wow, that what a beautiful, like, I felt relief when that was named, you know,
Okay.
for our father. And then before that, I'd been noticing this constriction around my neck, which I never, you know, it's leech trauma, or she was tied up, or there's something that's really big about that. So it might, you know, not just be about her hip. Okay, it's manifesting. Something's manifesting in the hip, but, you know, there's other pieces of trauma that are speaking.
Okay. So, you guys, can we do a 2-minute break and step back in? Is that okay with everybody? I want to take her outside and go pee, and we've been sitting here a little while. So does everyone have time to
Yeah,
kind of
good idea.
do when we get?
Yeah.
Is that okay? I'm thinking maybe
Yeah.
30
I-
on this
I
piece.
have until 10 o'clock.
And what time is that? Just 10 minutes from now for you?
12 minutes for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
might have to leave early.
Yeah,
too.
ditto.
I
Like
gotta.
around
I have to finish my payroll.
Okay. So should we try to finish in 5 minutes then? And just see? Okay, then let's just sit through
give her a
it.
break and wrap it up.
Well, I want to make sure that whatever the so Kaylee, do you feel like you're not anything right now?
I mean, you told me to be a crow at one point.
Oh, did you notice anything about being the crow?
The only thing that came to me was that she likes to watch them, and I don't know, did she used to chase them? Maybe she misses that.
Oh, okay. All right, maybe. Okay, so then they're not really relevant as like a sign or something. So can you move into the role of you are what the natural canine family would be doing if man wasn't doing whatever to them?
Okay.
So just like whatever the natural family line is. And then Liza, my attention's going to you. What are you noticing?
I'm noticing that my what are they called? Like the crow's feet. Like
The dog's hooves?
the talons or whatever. Are they called
Ah.
talons? And like I'm sitting on this thing with the other two crows, and I'm on the far left, and I open up my wings. I could fly away, but I choose not to. Like I feel something is keeping me here. Like I'm intentionally wanting to stay here.
Yeah, you're giving me chills. Are you being used for black magic?
No. I get the sense that the crow energy that's coming through is that I want to stay here. Like I could leave, I could fly away, but something is telling me to stay here right now.
Okay, so
And look after
it's reading the universe that it's staying or something like.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to stay here right now. I want to stay here right now, and I'm looking after someone. Like I'm here, and I want to
Someone here or somebody else in my complex.
Someone here looking. I'm looking down, and I
Okay.
want to make my presence known that I'm not going away, and
Okay.
I want yeah.
Yeah, so you're giving me chills. Lola, what do you notice when you're me and the crow says that?
I'm noticing that it makes you feel a little uneasy.
Yeah.
Like it's not comforting to you.
And Darcy, what are you noticing?
Thank you. The crows they track people. They remember. When I'm the crow, I'm watching over, and they have there's a sense of order and connection. And there's a feeling of, the word loyalty came to me, and that's why they didn't want to leave. They're watching. It's like their dominion. That's the feeling that I got. I was surprised
Is it neutral or not? Because when I said black magic, it put chills all through my body.
I was shocked about that. I don't feel
the smartest bird, but they haven't been feeling like they're like an omen of all these different languages and this being able to solve problems. It hasn't been really feeling that way to me. But I mean, that could be my trauma.
I just tune into that. They're watching, they're observing, they have a sense of territory.
Okay.
They're tracking. not in a bad or neutral.
Okay. Okay, so neutral is fine. So Callie, if you can just stay in the, so I don't think that the crows are that relevant now then. So Kelly, if you can just stay in what's natural for the canine, this is going to be, it's for Rylee, but this is like, has more of a profound healing needed for, the whole canine dog pet species, right? And probably into cats too, because that family order has kind of been, the cats are like, thank you, dogs. I didn't know we get along, but here we are. We're all one in this together now. So, Darcy, why don't we move you into the divine masculine and you into the divine feminine, Liza, so that we can kind of see when you guys are holding that. So, for the animal kingdom of the domesticated animals. And then Callie, you're what it's supposed to be. Right? What comes up for me is that we've been treating these animals like they're slaves, right? Separating the families.
I feel like what I was tapping into, which was what you were said earlier about the break, is like the need to have nature. And like specifically, I saw an image of like being under a tree and how important that is, like for the dog, and like the idea of wanting to run free and be free, but like how important that is as for the ecosystem and being and having nature and like a backyard and stuff to do that. Like not be contained.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And so as you're in the man role, is anything coming up for you, Dennis?
Not about what you're saying now, but when you're talking about the crows, I was reminded that the Native Americans view the crow as showing up when there's a transition between life and death. So
Yeah, we had a transition downstairs too.
that's a possibility that Riley's looking at too.
Well, and that's why they're not welcome. I literally heard God tell me you'll have a couple more years with her. And so then I feel, and this is where I feel guilty, because I'm like, really? I have to learn how to defeat death on my dog, like I have to have me emotional, it's like you up level in the healing realm kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with any kind of transition, it's change, and change could be metaphoric to other things dying, not physical, but other things. And
Sure, she could be the first white dog on the planet, which with all the healing she's been gone. Anyway, you don't need to.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it could be like changing your life or a dog's life or many other symbolic things going on.
Yeah, so I'm just curious if we notice anything that needs to heal within the family structure, canine pack structure unit. Because it sounds like, Rylee and Dennis, the, mother and father feel distant, but is that okay to feel distant?
So here's what's coming up from me through you, because I'm you.
Yeah.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. It's all the abortions, all the women that have, because we're talking females here, female dogs, female cats, and females, and abortions, and forcing women to have children and give them away instead of having an abortion. Like, this is very symbolic of
That's a very hot topic for what's happening politically right now. Very.
And so this is what I, as being you, that it's not just about these animals. Like, this started out as about Rylee and her loss, but it's bigger than that. And she's
the family unit has been under attack. Yeah, across species. We can say
right.
Species, right?
Yeah, and that's what I'm feeling. That you're like, and even me, and maybe even all of us now, once we, have been awakened to this thought transition, that it's not about just the dog. And I'm not saying just to minimize the
No,
dog,
but yeah.
the dogs, the cats. What about all the baby cows that get taken away from their mothers?
Oh, so that we can have the milk.
Please, I'm getting sick just talking about that. So, I'm probably more.
Okay, well, it sounds like it's a big separate healing. So maybe now is a good time to pause. Does anyone have anything left to say that they've experienced? Because I'm going to do a healing tomorrow. And part of it for me is about not feeling supported. I'm a single mom. I do it all alone. I was looking at my dog is like my loyal companion, and then her hip is swollen. And so the hip being like she's bearing all the weight herself, and that's symbolic of me too. So maybe that'll be what someone's going to facilitate for focused on me. So that might be what I pick up tomorrow. If anyone wants to come tomorrow, you're welcome to. I think that there's still some spots left, or if you know anybody that wants to come and get into that human unit.
Yeah. Can I just share something as the canine family that I roll? Like I was tuning into, and then Lola started talking, and more things came in. It was like this idea of how the animals are all grieving, and there's like this deep underlying grief, but how it's like they pick up on the human emotion and they take it on. So it's like almost like was shown like this thing of like, don't worry about me, worry about yourself. And in that, there's that underlying stuff that we don't tap into, most of us. And that's the animals taking it on for us, kind of like you said earlier. I'm not saying the dog's taking on your stuff. I'm just saying
yes, right. And that's part of I think Rylee and I have some matching pictures is what we would call it in some things. Like my dog found me for a reason, and we have, we're sorting through
absolutely.
But where people go and they take medicines and they numb the pain, and then their dogs or pets die young. If people just took responsibility for their stuff, their pets would live longer. Right. And
yeah. And like, but with that, like
they could live
maybe like there's a resolution like you guys can get to. And, I don't know what's going on with you, but like where you can be at peace and a peace about this going on. And in that peaceness, there won't be this worry or whatever other entanglements, like let the dog heal, like separate it all. And like, I know that's easier said than done, but that's kind of what I was being shown with like the whole, how it's all interconnected.
Yeah, I was just making sure because there was a psychic attack that came through a different constellation, and where I felt like I was out to pee in my pants. Rylee started pissing on the floor, and it was like a shit show because wow. Messed up leading a constellation. All this sorcery energy came through, and so I wasn't sure how much of that is still left on her that created the disease, because sorcery can kill. Right. So that's where, I'm just being responsible and making sure and cleaning up my space. And that's why I wanted Lola to step in there. It wasn't, it's not like overly concerned. It's just making sure my space is clean. But yeah, I feel you.
Can I share what came through for me as
please.
The feminine of the animal kingdom?
Please.
I just kept feeling this desire to reconnect with my wild nature. And that the in terms of the entire animal kingdom, the sadness of being taken away from the wilderness and being almost entirely made to be domesticated, and that the wild nature is something I long for, even connecting with the human species, that there's a wild nature within us that is longing to
totally
set free. And
totally.
one of the medicines that kept showing up for me for Rylee was this image of literally just running, or being out there in the open valley, and having my paws touch off, my forepaws touching the earth, and just basking under the morning sun.
Totally.
And how healing that feels to have my belly touch Mother Earth's belly out in the wilderness.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, and just
say something, close the loop if I could, as the divine masculine. in the moment that you asked me that, I was feeling profound love for Pause, this guy here. And and there's a way, then I started to get in my head and think and maybe tune into divine masculine and what is that? And it's as I tuned into that, it's all about protection. You know, so for me, I was feeling very protective over the animals, and in a similar way that you were talking about, stopping using that flea medicine, which is pesticides. I, just, encourage everybody to continue to find the natural ways, to help as the, in the divine masculine energy to help their animal, their being,
Yeah, to be protective, and some of it's being more natural, right? Like you said, because my dog is anxious to go potty, I think.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted to just say, she's unhooking all of them. Ay, honey, you're gonna trip everybody.
And I had a repeat hit on the right side again. So this is the whole time. I know that the injury is on the left, but the whole time it's been like the owl is looking at the right knee, the right side. So it's this masculine, this balancing of the masculine. And
so I'll go into that. I'm going to go into the family structure stuff tomorrow. So those of you that want to come and be involved tomorrow, that would be awesome. Why don't you just text me or message me or however we got in touch with each other before, and I can let you know about that link and stuff. And I was going to say,
What time, Lauren?
you know what? I have to double check because I thought it was 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But she sent me for earlier, but I have patients scheduled for that time, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
So we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So everybody just go ahead and say I'm 100% myself. I let go of all roles that are not mine.
I'm
100% myself.
And let go of roles that
Let
are
go of
Roles
roles
are not
that aren't mine.
mine.
That feels complete.
great.
Awesome. I'll
Thanks
keep
for-
you guys posted on
Thank
changes,
you.
and I'll let you know tomorrow. You guys, thank you all so much. It really means a lot for me. And when I'm on the other side, I'll tell you a little bit more about what we did. I'll probably just update it in this email. So
Great. Thanks, Lauren.
Sounds
See you.
great. Thank you.
guys,
Thank
bye.
you, everyone.
Bye, you guys. Nice meeting everyone. See
Nice
you
meeting
again.
you.
Yeah, ciao.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Bye.